Hi guys, it is Mr. Fed. Welcome back to the channel. I am back in the man cave. If you are one of the 90 subscribers to this channel, then I am going to assume you have at least a passing interest in professional wrestling. Certainly it's something that I've never grown out of, and I have said on this channel before that professional wrestling, the WWE, AEW, TNA, anything like that is my number one passion. It is my number one sport. Things like the NFL, which I'm obviously quite big into, and Major League Baseball, they all come second to professional wrestling. And we are about 2 weeks away from Wrestlemania, which is the biggest pro wrestling event in the calendar year. So I thought I'd do a rundown of my predictions. And when you discuss this with your friends in the pub, you can always say, well, I heard it from Mr. Fed first. So I think by now the card is pretty much set up. I've got 12 matches on the card. This video is not going to have any sort of fancy graphics. This channel doesn't do any of that fancy graphic stuff. It's just going to be me reading out the matches and giving you my thoughts from this tatty little piece of paper with my handwritten notes on it. So we've all heard the bad news about John Cena returning to host WrestleMania. Me personally, I need a long and sustained break from John Cena since his retirement tour. I think him coming back to host WrestleMania is just too damn soon since he tapped out to Gunther. I mean, his retirement tour was absolutely horrible last year. That heel turn against Cody Rhodes is one of the worst heel turns in professional wrestling history. I mean, in that retirement tour as well, he nearly chopped the legs of Dominic Mysterio by winning the Intercontinental Championship. Thankfully, Dominic Mysterio is absolutely white hot at the moment, so he didn't derail Dirty Dom's momentum. But me personally, I just needed a bit of a longer break before I saw John Cena come back. But he is hosting WrestleMania. With that being said, let's just get straight into these matches and let's see what I think about them. So the first match I have written down here is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. CM Punk's World Championship reign, let's be honest, it's not been a roaring success, has it? I mean, I can't really remember any sort of memorable feuds. I can't really remember any memorable matches. The kind of build up to this match has just kind of been promos, hasn't it? Kind of like he said, she said, you know, I'm better than you, no, I'm better than you. There's been a couple of decent beatdowns in and around ringside, and the Usos have got involved when CM Punk threw that slur towards Roman Reigns' deceased father. But generally, CM Punk is one of those wrestlers where he's very good, but he's just not as good as he thinks he is, in my humble opinion only. Certainly, I think Roman Reigns is going to win this one. I think where there's a complete lull in WWE creativity at the moment, I think they're going to hark back and put the Bloodline together, to be honest, because the Bloodline is one of professional wrestling's greatest ever storylines, and I really wouldn't be that upset if they went back and revisited that, because Roman Reigns' epic 4-year title reign is probably one of the best things in the history of the WWE ever. So I think Roman Reigns is going to go over CM Punk in that one. Second, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Now, they did the dirty on Drew McIntyre, didn't they? Because it was meant to be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. WWE unceremoniously yanked the rug from under Drew McIntyre's feet. They put in Randy Orton, and I was a little bit sceptical. I was a bit sceptical. I think a lot of the WWE fans wanted to see Drew McIntyre have his night in the sun. Certainly his last World Championship win was unfortunately during lockdown, and that horrible WrestleMania, wasn't it? That took place in the Performance Center. So it looks like Drew's going to have to wait. However, I have to say, give props where props are due. Randy Orton is doing his absolute best work at this stage of his career. At the age of 46, I mean, he has cut some of the most amazing promos. They've thrown in a celebrity. They've thrown in Jelly Roll there, haven't they? And I think Jelly Roll's going to have a part to play. I think Randy Orton, I mean, his delivery, his promos are white hot. He is going to go over Cody Rhodes. I think Jelly Roll is going to come into this match and interfere, and I think he's going to turn heel on Cody Rhodes and side with Randy Orton, even though Randy Orton gave Jelly Roll the RKO a couple of weeks ago on Raw. So that's what I think is going to happen. Remember, you heard it here first. So Randy Orton over Cody Rhodes with interference from Jelly Roll, who's going to side with Randy Orton. Next, I've got Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Again, much in the same vein as CM Punk. Jade Cargill's World Championship reign has been an absolute chaotic flop. Again, nothing memorable about Jade Cargill's run. at all, apart from, you know, she looks like she's been carved from granite. But Rhea Ripley is the crowd's favourite, and I think this is going to be a crowd-pleasing WrestleMania. So I really honestly think that Rhea Ripley is just going to go over Jade Cargill clean as a whistle, and she's going to have another championship run. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. This is the one I can't. I'm struggling to pick a winner here because, again, Stephanie Vaquer is again, you know, a crowd favourite, but Liv Morgan has been fantastic, really, as Dirty Dom's kind of bit on the side and a member of the Judgment Day. I think that Liv Morgan needs this win than Stephanie does. So because Liv needs the win more, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I just think her winning the Royal Rumble and the WWE positioning her as strong as they have, I think Liv's going to go over. But I do think that Stephanie is going to get a good run up to SummerSlam and have a rematch with Liv and probably get the title back at SummerSlam. So I'm going to go Liv Morgan over Stephanie there. Then we have a kind of a thrown together Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta, Yvonne Evans, Rusev, Dragon Lee and JD McDonough. I think this match is just thrown together to give these people something to do on the card. Let's say who it's not going to be. Well, it's definitely not going to be Rusev. You know, Rusev is now, he's just a utility man, unfortunately. I do have a lot of time for Rusev. I do like his look. I do like his promos, but the WWE just see him as a means to get someone else over and elevate them to the next level. It's not going to be JD McDonough. It's not going to be Javon Evans because it's too soon for him. So it's going to be between Penta or Dragon Lee. Personally, I don't think Dragon Lee quite has the look, quite has the charisma of Penta. So I'm really hoping that Penta retains the IC Championship. Certainly, last week, Penta delivered an absolutely brilliant promo about the top of the ladder being his own personal kingdom. So I'm going to go for Penta to retain the Intercontinental Championship there. Quickly moving on, as I said, this is no fancy pants video. This is just my thoughts and my scrappy bit of paper. So AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. AJ Lee's the champion. Becky is the challenger. I think Becky's going to go over. Again, she's the fan favourite. Again, she's, you know, she's WWE's sort of golden girl, isn't she? Again, I think much in the same vein as Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan, I think Becky Lynch is going to go over. But I think AJ Lee's going to get her rematch, and I think she's going to have a chase is kind of better than the catch run up to SummerSlam, and AJ Lee might capture that gold back at SummerSlam. So Becky Lynch over there. Moving on, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Now this is one I found absolutely impossible to call because Trick Williams is absolutely legit over. He's got that big pop from the crowd on his entrance. Sami Zayn, however, has been doing some absolutely brilliant work, you know, kind of generally recognising that he's underutilised, isn't he? You know, I'm really struggling to call this one, but Mr. Fed has to put his neck on the block. He has to go with a winner because I think Trick Williams needs the win more. Oh, no, I'm going to go turn on a sixpence. I'm going to go Sami Zayn. Because I think this is not a one and done feud. I think this is a feud that, again, much like previously I mentioned, like Stephanie, Liv, AJ and Becky, I think that this feud it's got some more mileage to it. So I think Sami Zayn's going to go over. He's going to cheat. He's going to turn heel. Trick Williams is going to turn face. And then Trick Williams is going to get a run with Sami Zayn and eventually get that loss back. So I'm going to go Sami Zayn there. Number 8, the Women's Tag Team Championship kind of fatal four-way match. The Irresistible Forces, which is Nia Jax and Lash Legend. The Bella Twins, Flair and Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Oh, God. I don't think Flair and Bliss need it. I think they're probably due kind of a feud, aren't they, and a split. I don't think the Bella Twins need it. I mean, they're in the WWE Hall of Fame. I think Irresistible Forces are ready to drop the titles, and I think Lash Legend's ready to go out on her own. So I'm going to pick the unlikely combo of Bayley and Lyra Valkyria to go over in this one. I think Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, they've done some excellent work together. They are over with the crowd, especially Bayley. I think they're going to get the tag straps. I would anticipate once they've won the straps that Bayley will probably have like a Shawn Michaels on Marty Jannetty kind of heel turn, do something akin to throwing Lyra Valkyria through the barbershop window, turn heel, and that tag team will eventually break up. But so I think there's some storyline mileage in Bayley and Lyra Valkyria winning the tag straps. I don't think the other teams need it, and I think Irresistible Forces are due to drop it. So Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria there. Match number 9, Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. It has to be Drew McIntyre, doesn't it? I mean, because he got screwed. He got screwed. Drew McIntyre should be in the WWE main event. He got screwed. They've put him in a street fight with Jacob Fatu. I honestly think Drew McIntyre, if Drew McIntyre loses this match, very tempting. He might walk out the company and he might go to AEW. I think he's legit kind of pissed off that he's been dropped down the card. So Jacob Fatu, I mean, he's got that kind of gimmick, doesn't he, where, like that Mick Foley Mankind type gimmick, where if he picks up a loss, it's not going to hurt him, it's not going to hurt his career. Drew McIntyre, I think he's going to do something. He's going to like throw Jacob Fatu through a car window, something like that, and he should pick up the win there. Number 10, Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. That is going to be Obafemi. I think I cannot, again, Brock Lesnar, a loss here isn't going to do him any harm. The way they put Obafemi, positioned him in the run up to this match, where he's been sort of bullying and bossing Brock Lesnar around, I don't see them backtracking on that. I think it's going to be a quick match. I mean, you might be lucky enough to, go make yourself a cup of tea and come back and have this match still be on. I think it's not going to go more than 3 minutes. But I'm going to pick Obafemi, and I'm going to pick Obafemi in a bit of a squash job on Brock Lesnar. And I think Brock Lesnar is quite happy with that place in his career now of just being that guy who gets other talent, monstrously over. So Obafemi there. Moving on. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Now, this, I appreciate that the WWE have had some injury problems, so, Bron Breakker is out, and Rey Mysterio is out, because I think it was going to be Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker, and it was going to be Rey Mysterio versus Gunther. So this match has been thrown together. There's absolutely no storyline attached to it other than, that these people just needed something to do. So it's been thrown together. Because of that reason, they should have saved this match, really. They really should have saved it and really built it to make it something. I mean, I'm going to pick Gunther over Seth Rollins, and there's going to be interference from Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker's going to come out. He's going to squash Seth Rollins, and Gunther's going to get the cheap pinfall victory. But it's a match that I really wish wasn't on the card. It's a match that I really wish was saved perhaps for next year's WrestleMania, when they've had time to kind of develop and, some sort of storyline to it. As it is, Gunther just came out and just attacked Seth Rollins willy-nilly for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So there we are. But Seth Rollins is going to lose. Bron Breakker's going to interfere. Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker are going to have that run up to SummerSlam and have their match there. Finn Balor versus Dirty Dom, the last match on the card. It's got to be Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom is absolutely the best thing in WWE right now. I cannot get enough Dirty Dom. He looks good. His promos are good. That whole I've been in prison chicken shit type heel stick that he has is absolutely fantastic. How far can Dirty Dom go? How far can he go? He has to be in that conversation for a run with the WWE Championship. I don't see it in the immediate future, but I certainly see it, because he's got the World Heavyweight Championship in AAA, doesn't he? He still holds that title, I think, in AAA Mexico. I think that's got to translate into some sort of Royal Rumble victory like his dad had, Rey Mysterio, who won the Royal Rumble. I think it was in 2006, but don't quote me on that. I think Dirty Dom is going to win this. I think he's going to be put in a position to win next year's Royal Rumble and possibly main event WrestleMania 43. So those are my prediction, guys. What do you think? Hit me in the comments. What are your predictions for WrestleMania? Are you watching WrestleMania? Are you excited for WrestleMania? I mean, I'm always excited for it. I mean, this year's WrestleMania can't be much worse than last year's. I would put WrestleMania 41 with right next to WrestleMania 9, to be honest, in terms of quality. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a tad better than that. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, that's the end of this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.